you shut that off, please?
For what reason?
Because I don't consent to my image, likeness, voice being recorded.
It's like, what is this list? Is what I'm asking.
This list.
You referred to it a couple times. I'm just like, what is this?
This list is Section 4 of the FOIA Act. He did confirm he is the FOIA officer, which under Section 5 ILCS 140 Section 4 requires a public body to prominently display records. It is indeed a disorderly conduct. Here's what we'll do. I ask you to arrest the gentleman. If you refuse to, that's a direct violation of a specific duty under 720 Section Criminal Procedure as well. I'll follow that up with affidavits at a later time. However, if you refuse to at this day arrest this gentleman as well, I will place him under 725 ILCS 51073. That's an arrest by a private person.
When I first shared this man's first audit, I knew he was going to be a good auditor. But damn, I didn't know he was going to be this good. This has to be one of the most educational First Amendment audit videos I've ever seen. I like to give credit where credit is due, and this dude definitely deserves your support. His channel is called Audit Them. This audit was conducted in the state of Illinois at the Arlington Heights Pace Suburban Bus Transportation Services. Audit Them arrives at the Pace headquarters, referencing a previous visit to their regional office. Upon entering, he requests to see a list of the approximate number of full-time and part-time employees for accountability and transparency purposes. The receptionist responds negatively to being recorded, leading to a discussion about the right to record government employees in public spaces. A confrontation occurs when Christopher Lyons, identified as a PACE officer, who requests the auditor to stop recording. The auditor refuses, citing his right to record in a public place, so Christopher Lyons decides to call the police on him, and what you guys are about to witness is possibly the most education these cops ever got since they joined the force. Let's watch this video. We'll pause for some comments. I'll give you my final thoughts at the end. I'll also drop Audit Them's original channel link in the description so you guys can go support this dude. Let's get right to it, folks.
Yes, hi ma'am. I need to see a list of the approximate number of full-time and part-time employees. Yes, accountability and transparency. Then probably you call somebody else. Thank you. Okay. Need to see a list of, yeah. There goes somebody right there. Hey, how's it going? I need to see a, may I know what your name is, sir?
I'm Christopher Lyons, Pace's FOIA officer. Would you shut that off, please?
For what reason?
Because I don't consent to my image, likeness, voice being recorded.
Yeah, it's the right of the people to monitor government to ensure it is being conducted in the public interest. Say that again?
Do you have a FOIA request you would like to give me?
There's under Section 4, there's requirements for records to be prominently displayed. Can you guide me to where the total amount of operating budget is?
Only if you shut that off.
Sir, I have a right to record here.
No,
I appreciate if you don't escalate things.
You do not have that right.
Yes, I do.
I'm asking you to please shut that off.
I have a right to record public employees in the official course of their duties.
No, you do not.
I need to see the total amount of operating budget. Can you show me where that's prominently displayed?
You have to shut that off.
No, sir, I'm able to record here.
No, you do not.
Yeah. Accountability and transparency. The First Amendment as well. Could you show me also where the total amount of operating budget is prominently displayed? A block diagram showing functional subdivisions is prominently displayed. This is the duty of the FOIA officer. You did confirm you are the FOIA officer? Poor behavior, Esquire.
All right, guys, I'm going to read to you some of the comments about this place. Petra Sobers writes, the dustiest bus service in the world. What bus stops running at 5 p.m. on Sunday in summer in high daylight, leaving you stranded in the Midway bus station with no other bus passing by, with no other bus passing your way. Starcross Rogers writes, very poor. The 543 bus never showed up, leaving me stranded for almost 2 hours in a very dangerous area beside the freeway and woods with 2 heavy shopping bags of groceries. I called the travel center. The woman started laughing. Michael Villarreal writes, bus is never on time, if they show up at all. Bus tracker app never accurate. Don't ride Pace unless you love being stranded. Is this why these folks are acting like this? Because they're extremely incompetent? They're getting paid tax dollars to run a service that they're not properly running? This is what we see in a lot of these government installations. That's why they don't like accountability and transparency. That's why they don't want you asking questions. And that's why they don't want you recording and documenting what's going on. This makes me wonder, why are we as a people still paying taxes? Keep watching.
Thank you.
All you had to do was pull it.
I was pulling, it wasn't working.
How's it going?
Good, what's up?
Good. I need you to arrest this man under 735 ILC or He just created a breach of peace. I'm here to submit FOIA requests and make sure that they are in compliance with Section 4. He did confirm he is the FOIA officer, which under Section 5 IOCS 140 Section 4 requires a public body to prominently display records. I am asking him about these records. He became very combative and extremely distasteful. It's on film. He called the police. What he did is he committed disorderly conduct under 720 IOCS 526.1, did in effect in an unreasonable manner to alarm or disturb another by provoking a breach of peace. He transmitted a call making a matter of a false police report to a public safety officer without reasonable ground necessary to believe. Transmitting the report to a safety officer will promote welfare and of the public officer. What he did was he called 911 to transmit or calls to be transmitted in any manner to a public safety officer for making or transmitting a false police report, complaint, reporting information when the person knows that there's no reasonable ground for making a call of transmission and further knows that the call for transmission can result in emergency response from public safety agency. He's refusing service to provide. Under Section 4 of the Freedom of Information Act requires the FOIA officer to make records available to members of the public. Each public body shall prominently display at each of its administrative or regional offices, make available, if requested, which he has to make these available, a brief description of itself. We are PACE, we were established in 1800. A block diagram giving functional subdivisions, that's a flow chart, an organizational chart has to be prominently displayed or made available to, along with additional records, which I have my checklist here to verify either, yes, the record is prominently displayed on that bulletin right out in front, or it's not, either or. And I forward this over to the appropriate channels here. He's refusing service. He believes, let me ask you a question here, good officer. Does member of the public have a right to record in this lobby here, public employees in the official course of their duty?
That's whatever their business, that's whatever the policy is.
Whatever the policy?
Whatever the policy of the business is.
No,
so
sir.
You have a right to record anybody at any time, but if you're in a private business, that's up to the business.
Do you consider PACE, this entity, a private business?
Private business?
No, it's not, sir. This is a public body. Okay. Under Section 5 IOCS 140, this is considered a public body.
I have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Do you mind can we just back up from the beginning?
Sure.
Because you threw out a lot of stuff.
Well, I want him arrested. I'm going to ask you one more time after I finish hearing you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
A lot of questions. So let's just back up just from the very beginning.
Sure.
You are here for what reason?
So I walked in the door.
Okay.
A young lady, I believe receptionist, was sitting at the counter.
Okay.
I walk in. I don't engage first. I don't say hello. I wait for the employee to respond, how may I help you? So I walk in. Okay. She said, how may I help you? Holding the camera just like as I am. It's visible. I'm recording. Yes, ma'am. I need to see the total amount of full-time and part-time employees. Can you show me, can you guide me to where I can, that's prominently displayed? First thing she said, because that's one of the things in this list. That's
in that list, I mean, I'm just going to, if you don't mind me stopping at, what is that list?
Where?
Like, what is that?
Oh, it's a request to identify the full-time and part-time employees.
This list right here?
No. Well, this list, yes.
What is this list is what I'm asking.
This list.
You referred to it a couple times, and just like, what is this?
This list is Section 4 of the FOIA Act.
Okay.
The rules and obligation of a public body, which needs to be fulfilled by the Freedom of Information Officer, which the gentleman who called the police making a false transmission is the identified Freedom of Information Officer.
So you're here requesting,
so
you have a FOIA request is what you have.
No, I don't have a FOIA request. I'm here to verify, as of right now, I don't have a FOIA request. I'm here to verify in that bulletin if these records are prominently displayed, which as of right now, I don't see them.
Okay.
I'm trying to communicate with the FOIA officer to ask him if he could guide me to them. Maybe they're in a different area. Okay. And or if not, he can't guide me. I'll check off all no that they're not prominently displayed, but I would ask him to make them available as it is required under the law and his job. So I walked in, young lady says, I asked her that question, can I see that record? She says, I don't give you consent to record. Ma'am, we have the right to record public employees in the official course of duty. I don't give you consent to record. Please call somebody else. I wait here 10 minutes. The FOIA officer comes in here belligerent.
Hold on a second.
Sure.
Hold on a second. Okay, came in here belligerent.
And As of right now, I would ask you to press charges for a breach of peace. He is the one who committed disorderly conduct, Class C misdemeanor. He is definitely committed breach of peace, and I would ask for a arrest by a peace officer, as you have a duty to arrest.
So we're not there yet. So I still have questions on everything that's going on here. All right. Okay, so you came in here, you demanded to see some information.
No, sir, I did not demand. I simply asked.
Or requested, either way.
Yeah.
You requested to see some information.
Sure.
And they refused.
No, at the beginning, the lady went and called, the receptionist went and called the actual FOIA officer. Then the FOIA officer would not even listen to what I'm conveying to him. He's talking over me, which is, it's his duty and his obligation to perform these set duties according to 5 ILCS 140, Section 4, actually Section 3.54 and 5. And he escalated things. He's telling me things found not to be true, which is I don't have the right to record public employees in the official course of their duties. This establishment here, PACE, is a public body, administrative body of the state of Illinois. So they are subject to public disclosure. No way, shape, or form. No way, shape, or form is this a private business. This is considered a public body. Members of the public have a right to record our intelligence staff in the great state of Illinois because it promotes accountability and transparency. So as of right now, he did commit a breach of peace. I would ask you to arrest him.
So I don't understand what breach of peace are you asking me
Sure.
for?
What he did, sir.
I understand what the statute is.
Yeah, well, that's the statute. That's a breach of peace.
But calling the police because he has an issue with somebody in his building is not a breach of peace.
No, what he conveyed over the phone is a false police report.
So false police report means that we're going to play in hypothetical land. False police report says that you did something that you did not do, and I'm going to swear and affirm that this person did something he did not, and that we used resources and police resources after filing a police report saying that under false pretenses, knowing that it was incorrect. By him calling and saying whatever he said on the phone, and then me coming here and this officer coming here and defending, okay, maybe that's not 100% accurate. If we arrested everybody for everything that they said on the phone that may or not have been accurate, we would arrest everybody. So that is not a disorderly conduct.
It is indeed a disorderly conduct. Here's what we'll do. I ask you to arrest the gentleman. If you refuse to, that's a direct violation of a specific duty under 720 section criminal procedure as well. I'll follow that up with affidavits at a later time. However, if you refuse to at this day arrest this gentleman as well, I will place him under 725 ILCS 51073. That's an arrest by a private person. I'm not going to put any detainment or physical restraint on the individual, which it's granted by law. But what I will do is I will inform them of an arrest by a private person. An arrest by a private person a person may arrest when he has reasonable grounds to believe that an offense other than an ordinance violation is committed. So what he did was a Class C misdemeanor. Again, he committed disorderly conduct when he or she knowingly does an act of an unreasonable manner to alarm or to disturb and provoke a breach of peace. He did those three, along with Section 5 and Section 6 of 720 ILCS 526. All it really had to do is he had to say, we don't have the records displayed today. And usually I asked, under good faith, do you believe in 21 days you would have these records displayed? FOIA officer would tell me yes, under good faith. And I would check everything off. I'll go ahead and submit a FOIA request, receive a stamp, and I'll be all set. But these things escalated to a breach of peace now. And I am asking the officers here to perform their duty. But if you'd like to get their side of the story, let me mention this real quick here, sir. Criminal trespass 720 ILCS 521.3. This section shall not apply to being in the building which is open to the public while the building is open to the public during normal business operation. In his mind, he believes I'm here to submit FOIA, but he's a FOIA officer and he doesn't want to be on camera for accountability and transparency. So he just wants police to come abuse their authority and trespass me from here, which I believe he's an Esquire, an attorney. That's sad because he doesn't know this law. I cannot be trespassed from a government entity according to the actual state statute. I have everything lined up here. Beyond that, this is not about him calling here and threatening a member of the public with trespass. Now escalated, he's the one who committed a criminal offense. I'll wait for you guys to get his side of the story. Let me ask you this question. Will your body cam be on when you interview the man?
Yeah,
Great, great.
Absolutely.
Be waiting out here momentarily. May I know what your name and identifier is, sir?
Officer Ferguson, F-I-R-G-U-S-O-N, badge number 344.
Thank you, sir.
I'm getting caught up here. I missed
Sure.
the beginning of it. Can I ask what information you were looking for the FOIA request? Just
Yeah.
to catch me up.
So under 5 ILCS 140, Section 4 of the FOIA Act, requires set records to be prominently displayed at the public body.
Okay.
When you first walked in, you noticed the bulletin on the wall there.
Yeah.
Right. That bulletin is supposed to have these records on there.
Okay.
I'm coming to check if this public body is compliant with Section 4, as members of the public have a right to. And I check off either yes it is or no it's not.
Okay.
Beyond that, first thing I came in here, let me hear what they're talking about. We'll check.
So as of this point,
Yes, sir.
when it comes to your request for any type of criminal proceedings against this gentleman, we don't have any cause to arrest him at all. When it comes to anything that is a disorderly conduct, that doesn't apply right here. So we have no grounds to arrest anybody at this point, anybody involved. In regards to your request through the Freedom of Information Act, that is not something law enforcement enforce. We don't enforce people if they're in violation of a FOIA request. We don't enforce that. That's not something we will handcuff somebody for and take them.
No, it's not about FOIA violation. It's a disorderly conduct state offense, Class C.
Yes, but there's no grounds for that here to arrest anybody involved.
Well, here's the good thing, sir. At a later time, we will receive the actual phone call from this public body to the police, which would be discovery. We would receive that body-worn camera, which you did convey back there. At a later time, what we could do is start the affidavit process once we do have those accurate information, the accurate records that show this offense has been committed. I'm listening.
Absolutely, that is absolutely your right to do all of that.
So what is his intention, or what is his request of you as of right now?
We have to be a little bit more specific.
What is he requesting the police presence for? Can I have a call event number before we continue? Go ahead and write it down here.
If you guys are paying attention, you guys will notice that this guy is touching all angles. He's not letting these cops have an out. Now look, folks, I get it. Will anything ever happen to these government servants that don't want to do their job correctly? Probably not. But this guy has been able to pinpoint all angles and expose their cover-up. That's why I think this video is educational. Keep watching, folks.
Yes, I'll have to go to my car right now. Do that. I'll go to my car right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
You mind if I get your information so I know who I'm talking to?
What type of information are you asking for?
Do you like name, date of birth, telephone number, or anything?
The FOIA Act is not intended to cause an unwarranted invasion on personal privacy.
Okay, so
So,
you don't want to give me any?
It's not required, so I choose not to at this time.
That's fine, so I'm just asking. You don't want
Sure,
to?
yep, you
Okay,
just
no
ask me.
problem.
There's no requirement, sure. So as I was saying, Mr. Ferguson, I walked in, first thing I asked the young lady receptionist at the desk.
Yeah.
I walked in, holding the camera up like it's visible and recording. I don't usually engage the person first. I wait for to see if the employee would say, "Hello, sir, how can I help you?"
Okay.
Right. I walked in quietly. Lady says, "Hello, sir, how can I help you?" I say, "Yes, ma'am, I need to see the total amount of full-time and part-time employees, which is one of the requirements."
Okay.
First thing she said, "Are you recording?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I am. Accountability and transparency." She said, "I don't give you my consent." I told her, "Well, ma'am, we have the right, members of the public have the right to record public employees in the official course of their duties. I don't give you consent. Please call somebody else." I asked her, "Please call somebody else."
Okay.
I wait 10 minutes, total on video. FOIA officer comes out, extremely combative. The video shows everything. He escalated the things to the police. The reason why I say there's a duty of police to act on of a breach of peace, I don't have that exact statute here, But what this FOIA officer did commit is 720, because your body cam is on, your corporation counsel see this, 720 ILCS 526.1, disorderly conduct. A person commits disorderly conduct when he or she knowingly does any act in such unreasonable manner to alarm, which they alarm the police, or disturb another.
By definition of disorderly conduct and being alarmed, I can't be alarmed by a lot of things.
No, they alarmed me.
Okay.
They alarmed me.
By calling the police. That's what
By calling the police, yep. Because there's no crime, there's no emergency for police to be here. I'm simply asking the man to do his job, his set rules of FOIA.
Okay.
So what he did was he disturbed an alarm and to provoke a breach of the peace. Under Section 5 specifies he transmitted or caused to be transmitted in any manner a false report to a public safety agency without the reasonable grounds necessary to believe that transmitting the report is necessary for the safety and welfare of the public. He also is in offense of Section 6, calls the number 911, which he did, or transmit to be transmitted in any manner to a public safety agency for the purpose of making or transmitting a false alarm or complaint and reporting information when, at the time of the transmission is made, the person knows, which the FOIA officer knows, there's no reasonable ground for making the call for transmission, and further knows that the call could result in the emergency response of public safety. So on 3 counts, really on 4 counts, I don't have the 4th statute printed out here.
Just in general, if anything makes them uncomfortable, we call for suspicious incidents all the time. Somebody walking down the street that people don't recognize, walking to a parking lot that they don't recognize in an apartment.
It's different from a private person versus a government employee.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. If they feel uncomfortable and they don't have any police powers, and that's why they call it, they feel uncomfortable, if something makes them uncomfortable or makes them nervous, they are within their full right to contact us. So we can come and kind of be the mediators if they feel like, and I'm sure when they came out here, if it was hostile, there was tension there, and
that gentleman was very hostile. I'm forthcoming and calm, just like I am with everybody else. So it is a breach of peace. Whether you construed it in that fashion or not, the state statute stands. I am announcing that I am submitting 720 ILCS 51073, which is an arrest by a private person. A violation of disorderly conduct is a Class C misdemeanor with not more than 30 days and a minimum fine of 75, maximum of 1,000 per offense. And there's a duty, there's a code under the disorderly conduct, under the arrest by private person. There's a statute that identifies any law enforcement officer, whether deputy, state trooper, municipal police, any law enforcement has a duty to arrest whoever commits a disorderly conduct. He believes we don't have the right to record him on camera. He called the police because there's a camera going on. That's a false police report. Oh,
yeah, sorry. Thank you.
yeah, no problem. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
So let me submit this FOIA and I'm all set for today. Thank you, sir. Thanks.
AHPR, United Police.
Arlington Heights PD, yeah, 20.
And then this is obviously Tibbitts.
Is this the full number?
That's the only, yes, that's the case.
Full number, okay, cool.
So I'm assuming your question when you do a police report on this is to document everything that was going on. That's your request for this?
If you're willing to write down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're on the same page before we leave here. So basically what will be written is everything that you told me, everything that he told me, and then that's it. Obviously, the stuff to go back.
That's pretty fair to get two sides of the stories.
And I don't know if it won't be ready today. It'll be ready tomorrow.
Sure.
How it works. Have you ever picked up a report from our police department before?
I'm not going to confirm or deny at this time.
I just want to give you some information to make it easier for you if you have. So
through FOIA.
I'll just assume that you haven't. So when you walk into our police department, if that's for something that you want, you go in, to the right, you'll see some cabinets. You'll see a big glass like this in the front. You go to the right, you'll pass some cabinets, and you'll see where it says HPD records.
Sure.
You go in there and you speak to the records. You can give them that case number.
Yeah, they'll be able to pull up
You
the
can show
report.
them the card. You'll fill out a FOIA request for the card for the
Sure.
for the report, and then I don't know their time frame. I don't know how they work when it comes.
5 business
to
days.
usually it is.
5 business days,
But usually-
or an extension.
But usually it'll come. I know like the force requires, but usually, you know, it's depending on the report. Sometimes it might be quicker.
Yeah.
So I just what I want to convey is I don't know if it'll be same day. So I don't want you
No,
to
no,
block time off to have
It's-
to wait and then you're just.
It'll be forwarded all to Corporation Counsel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But just to let you know that's how you request it if you haven't done
Sure.
it before.
I have visited Arlington Heights City Hall lobby
Sure.
with the same section. Off the top of my head, I do not recall if they had the stuff prominently displayed or
Do you know where the
not.
police department is?
Is it in the same?
Right next door.
Next door, yeah.
If you're looking at the lobby, it's right next door.
Right.
The same parking lot.
And yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous how these employees escalated the things right now. So he was talking something about an electronic. He's claiming that I submitted an electronic FOIA request already.
He mentioned that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he mentioned that to me before you guys got here. I have no idea what he's talking about or who's, you know, what he's talking about in that regard. I did visit the PACE location in Elgin. Those employees were extremely belligerent. These PACE staff is the only staff that I had to declare 725 arrest by private person so far. Everybody else has been compliant or non-compliant, but if they're non-compliant, they don't escalate things. Under good faith, they tell me in 21 days they would post all this stuff. That's it, and I'll come back and check in 21 days. But PACE staff is specified on camera. As of right now, my good man, I'll just file my FOIA request with the FOIA officer. He has a duty to provide me a retention copy of this, and I'll be all set for the day.
Just before I push Ron,
Yeah.
You want to get him and speak with him? You want to speak with him?
I would like to speak with him, yeah. That's my purpose, to come and speak with the FOIA officer. Thank you. I appreciate you and this young officer here, this fellow officer, for being patient, cordial.
I appreciate you being good with us. I mean, you never know how many people, like, this is our first time.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you being patient and explaining things and talking with us. And
Right. I have a set goal that I like to accomplish, and it's almost impossible to get derailed off that because here's a set line of codes here, multiple codes. It's a procedure, and it's the duty of the people to monitor government to ensure it is being conducted in the public interest, according to FOIA code. And it's unfortunate. There's 80% of compliant and courteous staff. The unfortunate part is 20% are combative and rude, but never to this level of an arrest by a private person.
yeah.
How can I help you, sir? Yes, I'm here to check if you, the FOIA officer, have these records prominently displayed. Well, let me guide you, son. Let me show you where they are displayed. If they're not, sir, do you believe in 5 days, in 21 days, you'll have them prominently displayed under good faith? Yes. Is that your FOIA request? Here's a copy, sir. Have a nice day. It's harm that this employee caused. Embarrassment.
You can go, man. I mean, you have a plan. So
If you decide to, whatever you decide to do.
spoke to the gentleman back there. He is not comfortable being on camera. He said he will happen to do whatever request you want in person. He just doesn't like to be on camera.
But he cannot deny me my right.
He says you can do it electronically. He says you have every right to do that electronically.
I have every right to submit a FOIA request in person. I'm not including any contact information on this, meaning I'm choosing to inspect these records in the same format they are maintained. So that's all he would have to do is provide a copy of this for me, and in the next 5 business days, or with an extension in the next 10 business days, I'll be back to inspect said records. And that's all it should be, and hopefully by that time he would have all these records prominently displayed. I wanted to bring that to his attention as well, because I forward this over to the Attorney General if the public body isn't compliant or not. Why wouldn't he want to be compliant with his own rules and regulations under FOIA, which he has a completed training certificate for FOIA?
So he's never mentioned anything about that. His personal issue is he doesn't want to be on camera. He has he has a right to refuse to be on camera.
So this cop just said that Christopher Lyons has a right to not want to be on camera. So basically what this cop is saying that he's above the Supreme Court ruling that the people can record public officials in the course of their duty. Basically, he's saying that if a servant doesn't want to be on camera, they don't have to do their job. This cop is a liar. Somebody should let the Supreme Court judges know exactly what this cop is saying. He thinks he's above them. Keep watching.
No, sir.
So I'm obviously, this is public record that has to be FOIA, and certain things will be redacted.
According to the employee's personnel file, they waive consent when they first get the job working for the government. They waive consent to having their image.
I'm not disagreeing.
Disseminated to the public. They waive that consent, and they cannot hold the person recording them in the official course of their duties under legal scrutiny. It's the other way around. The members of the public can scrutinize the public employees because they're supposed to be forthcoming, accountable, and transparent. It looks like you're telling me that he wants to refuse service as well, on top of him being under private person arrest. So what would you advise that I do as of right now? Should I leave my FOIA thing on the counter here and walk out without receiving a copy as a confirmation?
So when it comes to issues of FOIA,
or you know what, we'll call his superior if he's unwilling to assist. If we could ask for a different staff member.
I can.
Sure, yeah, that'll make sense. Somebody more transparent.
But when it comes to issues of FOIA,
sure,
they're not police enforced.
Right.
So, look, I'd be lying to you if I was an expert in FOIA and all the rules and records. I'm not. So I don't want to give you information that may be incorrect. So I just don't know when it comes to things
I know
like that.
all the points for FOIA. I know every single point for FOIA.
Probably
and I have the law here.
You probably know more than I do. I would advise you to maybe, if you feel that you've been wronged here on the FOIA issue.
Sure, I'll forward my paperwork over.
Was to speak with an attorney.
Yeah.
Go along those lines and call the corporate office of police and file there. But I would be happy to go back there and see if there's anybody else that
I
can speak with you.
also want to announce to you, sir, that I really do appreciate you and the young fellow officer for patience, calm, courteous response. And but one thing that I have to disagree with is I forgot the word of duty.
Their election?
Their election of duty. Because like I said, there's a specific code. I don't have the code with me today, but it requires all law enforcement officers, state troopers, deputies, municipal police, to make an arrest when disorderly conduct is performed. Disorderly conduct was performed. I don't have the section here with me today, but that's nor here nor there. I'll probably set up a time to speak with the police chief at Arlington Heights, and beyond that, I'll reach out to the inspectors general and so on. But yeah, if there is an additional employee, it's just trying to do the reasonable thing and finish up with everybody's business here. Thank you. Because, I just need basically a copy of my FOIA request here. Sir, you are under private person arrest. You are informed.
He said there is nobody above him in the FOIA attorney, so his answer is no, there is nobody. So if you feel like you've been wronged here when it comes to FOIA and whatever this business is doing, my recommendation would be to take it up with an attorney. Or if you work for somebody, I don't know, who goes with you to your superiors, if you have any, or if you're doing this as a private citizen, is to do whatever you feel like you have to through the court system or anything along those lines. I would recommend that, because when it comes to law enforcement, again, FOIA.
No, I see what you're specifying, sir. You have resources, you have crime to fight out there, you have big things to take care of, and really this is the crime here. Yeah, but so I guess what I'll do, sir, is what time do you have on your current watch? 3 o'clock. I guess
I have my phone on me, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's close to 3, 10 to 3. I'll sit here momentarily, give me about 15, 20 minutes. I'm gonna write up a piece of paper. If somebody walks up to the counter, I'll kindly ask them if they could make me a copy. If nobody walks up to the counter in the next 15 minutes, I'll politely leave my FOIA request paper right here on this counter, and I'll be all set for the day. I'll forward over my paperwork to the channels about this disorderly conduct. Would
you like me to hand that to somebody for you?
No, because this is not complete yet. Okay. I gotta fill out all my statement, my full statement today, and I would really love a copy because this is my only page here with this info. But I'm going to handwrite this stuff again. I should have came with an additional copy. So basically what I'm doing is, so it could be tracked and logged. I'm basically filing my FOIA request on the same page outlining the offense committed by these employees. So when they scan that into the system, not only are they going to receive a FOIA request, but they're going to receive a complaint, criminal complaint attached with that FOIA request. So it could be made to the public and know of the wrongdoing that they're committing here at PACE. After that, yep, I'll just leave it on the counter, but they have a duty to accept that FOIA request and they cannot destroy a public record. So that's about it. It'll probably take me 15 or 20 minutes. I know you don't got the time for that. But as you see, do you believe from talking to me, do I seem like I'm belligerent or combative?
Nobody here has been.
Yeah, that's what he said over the phone. I was being loud.
You might have been loud because there's glass here. Maybe you're just talking.
Well, the video
loud.
shows, yeah.
I wasn't here. I don't.
But anyhow, that's what I'll do, my good man. I'll go ahead and fill this out. Take me about 15, 20 minutes to file it. I'll sit here in the chair, file it. Hello, I'm dropping off a FOIA form. Wait 2 minutes, nobody comes out. I'm leaving the FOIA form on the counter. Have a nice day. I'll be back in the 10 days of compliance. That's all it is.
Whatever you have to do.
Yeah.
No problem. I'm going to let them know that you are going to be on
Sure.
there. Just because I don't know if they monitor this, and I know the lobby closes.
Well, there's a camera right there.
Yeah, I know their lobby closes soon.
4:30?
I think it's
4?
Don't quote me on that.
Way before 4 o'clock, I'll be completed with this.
I just want to let you know.
Sure, yeah, for sure. Come in. Sir?
So I don't know. I was going to call you Mr. Saber. I don't know your name. So if you want to leave a FOIA thing for them,
Yeah.
that's fine. They don't want you here in the lobby. They're afraid that their individual is going to sit up there. They don't want to be recorded the entire time for just sitting there doing your job, and they would like you to respectfully leave their lobby. Leave whatever you feel like you need to leave as an official request. They're not denying that, but they don't want you sitting out here for 20 minutes doing this. I mean, if you want to sit in the parking lot
No, sir. Because of that, now I want to sit here till 4 p.m. If I want, I don't want to, and I'm not going to. But that's how it's going to go. That's how it's going to go. These doors are not to be closed off and block members of the public to exercise their right here. We're free Americans. This is not a third world country. And they don't make arbitrary rules like that just on the fly because of comfort. The police officers are not comfort enforcers, they're law enforcers. And the ones who's committing the crime here is the employees. But it's up to you. I mean, I won't leave under any threat of...
I'm not threatening you.
No, according to them, not you, sir. I do appreciate and I respect you, sir. But I got to finish up my paperwork, whether that takes 15 or 20 minutes. That's just how long it's going to take. We have the right to sit here in these lobbies, and hence there's chairs here. And so yeah, I mean, imagine this took 1 hour where it could have only took 10 minutes. The records are not displayed. We'll have them displayed in the next 15 days, sir. Have a nice day. That's your FOIA request. Here's a copy. Have a nice day, sir.
Okay. All right. So I just...
He has. If you honor your oath here today, sir, which I'm sure you always do, inform them he has a right to record public employees in official course of their duties. We can't do nothing to him. If he was belligerent, if he came here yelling and throwing chairs around, we can charge him. But he's coming in here with legitimate business, and he has a right to file paperwork and sit in the lobby during normal business hours, which is required under Section 3H of the FOIA Act. But that's about it. I mean, it's just taking a little bit longer here because they're delaying the process.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so he has a right.
I'm just again. I feel like I'm more of a mediator at this point, but because obviously, but basically what I feel like I am at this point is just a mediator between two individuals.
But that's an embarrassment as he's an attorney as well, what I hear. And he doesn't know these simple laws.
I believe he's an attorney. They're requesting that you leave.
Well,
I'm just asking you if you're not willing to leave.
I am going to leave when I'm finished filing my paperwork. Sure, of course. I'm not just wasting time. they're wasting my time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not here just to waste
I'll be right
somebody's
back.
time. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Sure.
You don't mind doing anything?
Yeah.
Take as much time as you need to fill it out. They just requested that I hang out here.
Man.
And then you do whatever you need to do and hang out. And I'll just...
Well, may I know if the police ask you to stay here or the staff here asked you to stay here?
They do.
Okay, I thought maybe you reached out to a superior and asked them for advice or something.
No, I was informing him
Sure.
what was going on. And look, I don't hide anything. I told him, if and when you FOIA this, you'll get everything anyway. So I informed them that you were going to fill this out anyway. Like,
Sure, yeah.
Do what you,
but now it's making it look like I'm being escorted out by police.
No, just let me explain first before you.
Yeah.
So I just informed them, look, the best way to resolve this is for you to do what you want to do, is fill your form out if it takes.
What I'm allowed to do by law.
Yeah. And then fill it out, and then you put it on your desk, and whatever you have to say, and then
that's all it is.
That's all.
That's all it is.
I said that's the best way to resolve this.
Sure.
And they stated that they're worried that if the employee sits up here, that the employee's going to be on camera, that they're not comfortable with, and not everyone has to be comfortable.
Here's the thing.
Can I just finish that?
Yeah, sure.
And then I'll let you whatever you
Sure.
want to say. And so that's when I came up here and told you. And I just informed my boss, hey, this is what's going on. This is my opinion on it, which is what I told them, is just to let you do what you have to do and leave. But and then I do that. The supervisor agreed, and that's when I spoke with them and they said, take as much time as you need, do whatever you have to do. I'll just, they just feel more comfortable if I'm in here. I'm not gonna sit here and stare at you. I'm probably gonna go get my phone or go just hang out over there. And whenever you're done, I won't even be in eyesight of you. Whenever you're done doing whatever you're doing,
it's sad that. But the thing is that their comfort is not an excuse, because I'm filing a FOIA. I'm filing a FOIA that I will be inspecting these records in person in the same format they are maintained. So basically, I'm not including any contact information whatsoever. I will come back in the next 20 days when these records are supposed to be ready for inspection. And when I do return, I will also be filming as well to make sure I have a receipt for my transaction. So it's because they're claiming they feel uncomfortable. Does that mean every time a member of the public comes in here, has the right to record and fill out FOIA requests, they're going to claim they're uncomfortable and call the police?
I don't know. I can't.
There's 5 FOIA requests permitted. There's 6 FOIA requests permitted within 30 days before somebody becomes a voluminous requester or a recurrent requester. However, I'm submitting 1 request. That means I'm going to be back here as many times as I have to gather my records and make sure that they are compliant with Section 4. But yeah, let me finish writing this up.
I don't want to bother you. I don't want to.
So you're saying that you'll be here for another hour if I decided that that's how long it's going to take me to finish up additional paperwork?
Well, at least until 4.
Yeah, that's sad, man. That's sad.
If it gets resolved peacefully, everybody.
Yeah. Anyway, a few minutes. I have it ready. I'll request a copy, and then
Take your time.
be all set. Yeah. Thanks. Okay, officer, I am all set with my FOIA request. This will probably be the last time I ask any of these great staff here, or not so great staff, if I could just receive a copy. If not, I'll leave my copy here and I'll be all set for today. Excuse me, staff working here at Pace. I do have my FOIA request completed. If I could receive a copy of this FOIA request, I will be all set for today. They did advise you that they will not make any copies?
Correct.
That's fine. Here is my FOIA request here. Let me take a digital image. Can I just get an acknowledgement from the staff or something? It's a requirement under section, there's multiple FOIA laws that he's committing, right, he's violating. It's required for the FOIA officer to mark the retention period. Maybe just, should I ask them the last time?
So I just want to make sure I understand.
Yeah.
You're just making sure someone physically gets this?
Yes, that's all. Oh, you said you would handle it to them. Yeah.
You don't need a receipt or anything?
I do need a copy of that.
Receipt. However, if they refuse, I don't, there's a only thing
If they refuse, can you ask the employee who you handed it to? What's their first
it'll
name?
be the attorney.
Oh, the FOIA officer. Cool. As long as you confirm with me, that's trust. Yeah, that's trust. Yeah.
So he's here. We'll see.
Sure.
I don't know. Your office was way back there. So.
Yeah.
FOIA, I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but the FOIA has not. Yeah.
He has received it in his hand.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
They are not willing to provide a physical copy. All right. Have a good day, Pace staff. Yep.
Oh, you're saying Pace.
Pace staff. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, sir, and yeah. I'll be back in the next 30 days or so. Hopefully, at that time, they're compliant with set rules and laws. Have a good day, sir.
Yeah, man. You take care.
God bless you.
In this video, we've seen a total lack of transparency, and who knows if we'll see any accountability either. The confrontation occurred with Christopher Lyons, who requested Audit Them to stop recording. Audit Them refused, citing his rights to record in public, and the situation escalated, and Lyons decided to call the police. The police arrived on scene, and Audit Them explains his purpose and legal standpoint, insisting on the illegality of the PACE officer's actions, and he requested his arrest. Obviously, the cops don't want to arrest other government employees, and that makes me wonder why that happens. Why doesn't government workers arrest other government workers? What are they afraid of? Why are they so willing to go hands-on with the people, put people in handcuffs, and take them to jail, but when it comes to public servants, they do absolutely nothing? So the people are paying taxes so that government could protect government. This is the ugly reality, folks. I think this guy's auditing is on point, and we may or may not see an arrest of Christopher Lyons, but that doesn't mean we cannot learn from this video. We should all be demanding for servants who don't do their job properly and abuse 911 to be arrested. Will we ever see a day where the people can actually go hands-on and arrest these public officials? I sure would like to read your comments regarding this. Before you guys get out of here, we're going to give you the First Amendment of the Constitution. You have the freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of press, freedom of assembly, and freedom to petition your government for redress of grievances. Keep in mind that freedom of the press is part of the First Amendment, so you don't need a press pass or credentials to record and document your transaction with government. And keep in mind that every government installation is a business. If you don't record your transaction, it's always going to be your word against theirs. And like I said, government protects government. This has to be one of the best First Amendment audits that I've ever seen because of the fact that he was able to state the laws, and seeing these cops absolutely dumbfounded was priceless. Keep in mind that the Constitution was not written to give you your rights. The Bill of Rights, the amendments, all of these documents were written to limit the scope of authority that government has over we the people. That's why they don't know it. That's why they scoff at you when you tell them that you know it, and it's about time that the people stood up and did something about it. I want to thank everybody out there that's conducting First Amendment audits. You guys are all heroes. As of right now, Audit Them has 24,000 subscribers. I believe he deserves way more than that. I'm going to be dropping his channel link in the description and in the pinned comment. I'd like you guys to go subscribe and say hello. Let them know that I sent you. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Always record the police. Always record government. If you have videos that you want us to look at, send them to recordpolicenow@gmail.com. Leave us as much information as possible. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.